Welcome and thank you for joining the ICC White Glove Service Technical Review. Today we're going to be focusing on the Unified Access Device Operating System, specifically on how to configure hidden SSIDs. We will be using the ICX10 Unified Access Device, wireless device, as the core example. Now, how to configure a hidden SSID. What is a hidden SSID? A hidden wireless network is a wireless network that isn't broadcasting its network ID, or in this case SSID. Typically, wireless networks broadcast, right? They basically shout out their network names, and the PC or smart device listens for that name of the network that it wants to connect to. Because a hidden network doesn't broadcast, means your computer can't find it. So the network has to find your PC. So for this to happen, your PC must broadcast both name of the network that it's looking for and its own name. So one cautionary tale is that in this situation, remember, other PCs that may very well be listening for networks will now know your name and also your PC as well. So we're not focusing on security risks and how to secure your network in this instance. We're just simply focusing on how to configure the actual hidden SSID. So let's take a look at how these two things make up and how they physically work from a visual standpoint. So you see on the left-hand side, the network is broadcasting an SSID, whatever that SSID physically is, and basically the network is shouting out, here I am, with the name of that network, and devices are listening. On the right-hand side, the alternative method is to have that SSID not broadcast, or in the case of the actual name, a hidden SSID, where the devices are shouting out to the wireless network itself. So in this example, the two products really that we're going to be focused on is the ICX10UAD and ICX20 series as well. The software that's shared between both platforms is the Unified Access Device Operating System. So really we're looking at a singular way of setting up hidden SSIDs in the actual network system. So how do we go ahead and get started? So obviously, once you're logged into the physical device, you're already a third of the way there. If you're not logged in, go ahead and type in 192.168.0.1 to make sure that you're on the same network. Log in with your username and password. If you are still in the default from a vendor perspective, the username and password is admin and admin. If you're not already there, you would click on Dashboard in the upper left-hand corner to get to the central dashboard. Once on the central dashboard, in the upper right-hand corner, you would see the word Wi-Fi, and so you'd want to click on Wi-Fi so as to configure the wireless network. Now, if this is the first SSID to be set, all right, click on Edit for 2.4 or 5 gigahertz, right? Again, you can set the SSIDs based on the actual radio band that you're using at that particular time. You can assign an SSID name. You'd click Hide SSID and click Save to make sure that all of that is saved as well. Now, once you click Wi-Fi to edit and add other SSIDs, you will then be able to save a little bit later on. If you want to save and apply, you can then save and apply many different SSIDs, obviously. Now here's an example where you're able to edit the 5 gigahertz range as well. You would select the 5 gigahertz frequency, click Edit. Again, within the 5 gigahertz SSID, you would enter the SSID. In this case, it is called My Network. You would click Hide, and then again you would then save. You would click Wi-Fi again to return to the wireless networks page. Once there, if you'd like to create a new 2.4 gigahertz SSID, you would also want to add a new 2.4 gigahertz SSID by clicking on Add New 2.4 gigahertz SSID. Following the same methodology, you would assign an SSID, you would hide and save that SSID as well. And then you'd click Wi-Fi to return to the main primary network page. So as you can see, we are setting up multiple SSIDs that are all hidden within this physical network environment. And again, this is the example for adding another SSID to the 5 gigahertz, so that this will be your second SSID. You can offer to create a new SSID that's called New SSID, assign that SSID, hide it, and on the last change, for the last SSID that you have added, you would have an additional click click Save and Apply to make sure permanent changes. Once again, for those of you that may have forgotten, originally with adding SSIDs or other characteristics to the wireless network, since you may have several characteristics to save, you can simply click Save and add other characteristics, and then Save and Apply to then add it to the physical network officially. Now, once you click OK, you would accept for permanent changes and click OK. Then you'd wait for those changes to actually take place. You will definitely see the network speaking to you, saying that it's waiting for those changes to be applied. Once those changes are physically applied, you'd click Wi-Fi to return to wireless networks again. And there you would be able to then verify that the new SSIDs have been created. As you can see, on the 2.4 gigahertz, we created two different SSIDs. One is called My Network, and then the other one is called New SSID. And then on the 5 gigahertz frequency, we were able to do the same thing, called My Network and New SSIDs, both of which are also hidden SSIDs as well. So you can see the 0% frequency power for each of those frequencies as well. So now your network is physically set up with different traffic segments, including having an SSID. So as you can see in the example, you can have part of your network set up so that it is broadcasting with no hidden SSID, and then you have the lower part of your network not broadcasting at all. The user initiates that connection by seeking the network out and looking for the specific network as it listens for that network as well. Now, some of the next steps and some of the next how-tos are going to focus on how do you add priority, how do you add additional security levels, multiple security levels to keep the network secure, as well as bandwidth allocations and other performance SLAs. So please do listen out for our next versions of how-tos from ICC Networking, and we thank you very much for joining us today.